Vince McMahon, a complex legacy of triumph and scandal. Vince Kennedy McMahon was born on August 24, 1945, in Pinehurst, North Carolina, to Victoria and Vincent James McMahon. His early life was marked by adversity. His father left the family when Vince was just a baby, taking his older brother with him. Raised primarily by his mother, Vince grew up in a trailer park, enduring poverty and domestic turmoil. His mother went through multiple marriages, exposing Vince to physical abuse from her partners. Despite these challenges, Vince displayed resilience from a young age, determined to overcome his circumstances. He attended Fishburne Military School in Waynesboro, Virginia, graduating in 1964 despite struggling with dyslexia. Vince's introduction to the world of professional wrestling came through his father's promotion, Capital Wrestling Corporation. Although he initially aspired to become a wrestler, Vince assumed various behind-the-scenes roles, including ring announcer and commentator. In 1968, Vince graduated from East Carolina University with a business degree and embarked on a career as a traveling salesman. However, he remained drawn to the wrestling business. In 1969, Vince made his debut as a ring announcer for the WWF's All-Star Wrestling. Over the years, he gained invaluable experience and insight into the inner workings of the wrestling industry, laying the foundation for his future endeavors. In 1980, Vince officially founded Titan Sports, which would later become WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. Due to his father's declining health in 1982, Vince purchased the Capital Wrestling Federation, which in turn gave him control over the WWF. At that time, professional wrestling was a fragmented business, run by regional promotions that vowed to never invade each other's territories. However, Vince had a vision of transforming the WWF into a national powerhouse, and began expanding the company nationally, promoting in areas outside of the company's Northeast US stomping grounds, and signing talent from other companies. Vince Sr. later stated that had he known Vince's plan, he would have never sold the company.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
I was looking through the notes. I guess it said that Vince has said that if his dad ever knew that he was going to take WWF National, he probably wouldn't have given it to him.
Well, that was because my dad had a lot of friends, these other, territory owners that owned these fiefdoms. My dad had a lot of friends and acquaintances.
So,
and
in
so
other
forth.
words, you crushed these people.
In 1984, Vince recruited Hulk Hogan, a charismatic megastar who would become the face of the WWF and propel it to unprecedented success. One of Vince's most significant contributions to professional wrestling was the creation of WrestleMania.
And welcome to WrestleMania 3!
Launched in 1985 at Madison Square Garden, WrestleMania was an ambitious venture that combined wrestling with elements of pulp culture. With celebrity guests, live music performances, and high-profile matches, WrestleMania became an annual spectacle that captured the imagination of fans worldwide. WrestleMania 3 stands out as a pivotal moment in WWE's history, as Vince put all his money into the event, making it a make-or-break moment for the company. Despite the risks, WrestleMania 3 was a resounding success, hosting over 90,000 fans and becoming the biggest indoor event the world had ever seen at the time. Throughout the 1980s and the 1990s, Vince faced numerous challenges, including competition from rival promotions like WCW. However, his ability to adapt and innovate allowed WWE to maintain its position as the dominant wrestling promotion. Vince's strategic moves, such as the creation of characters like Stone Cold Steve Austin and the implementation of the Attitude Era, resonated with audiences and propelled WWE to even greater heights. By the late 1990s, WWE had solidified its dominance, drawing millions of viewers for its weekly broadcasts and expanding its global reach. Outside of wrestling, Vince's entrepreneurial spirit led him to explore diverse ventures. In 1990, he founded the World Bodybuilding Federation, showcasing his interest in promoting other sports and entertainment forms. In 2000, Vince ventured into the world of professional football with the launch of the XFL, Extreme Football League. While the XFL initially garnered attention, it folded after one season due to low television ratings. Despite setbacks, Vince remained undeterred, demonstrating his willingness to take risks and explore new opportunities. Beyond his professional endeavors, Vince McMahon's family has played a significant role in his life. He married Linda Edwards on August 26, 1966, in New Bern, North Carolina. The relationship began in their teenage years when they met in church. Despite facing challenges, including a period of separation, Vince and Linda remained committed to each other, with their marriage enduring over the decades. Together, they have two children, Shane McMahon, who has been involved in the WWE both on-screen and behind the scenes, and Stephanie McMahon, who has played a pivotal role in the WWE's corporate operations. Vince and Linda are also proud grandparents, with Shane and his wife Marissa Mazzola having 3 sons, and Stephanie and her husband Paul Triple H Levesque having 3 daughters. Vince McMahon's entry into the wrestling world began in 1969 when he started appearing at untelevised events as a ring announcer for the Worldwide Wrestling Federation. His desire to become a wrestler was turned down by his father, Vincent J. McMahon, who believed promoters should remain separate from wrestlers. Instead, Vince began his commentary career in 1971, replacing Ray Morgan due to a pay dispute. Over the years, McMahon evolved into the regular play-by-play commentator, maintaining that role until November of 1997. His executive role behind the scenes remained undisclosed to the public, with Jack Tunney portrayed as the WWF president instead of McMahon. McMahon's transformation into the Mr. McMahon character began in the mid-1990s. While still maintaining his commentary duties, McMahon was gradually referred to as the owner of the WWF on television. The seeds of the Mr. McMahon persona were planted during the incidents like Bret Hart's rant against McMahon and the Montreal Screwjob at Survivor Series in 1997, where McMahon ordered the referee to ring the bell, betraying this guy. McMahon's rivalry with Stone Cold Steve Austin became legendary in WWE history. Their feud escalated with memorable moments such as McMahon's interference in matches and Austin's defiance against authority. Vince McMahon's career has been marked by significant scandals and legal battles that have repeatedly shaken the foundations of his wrestling empire. The first major controversy erupted in November of 1993 when McMahon faced a federal indictment for allegedly distributing steroids to his wrestlers. This scandal forced him to temporarily cede control of the WWF to his wife Linda. The subsequent trial in 1994 saw McMahon facing serious accusations from former wrestlers. One notable testimony came from Kevin Walkles, known as Nails, who claimed McMahon had ordered him to use steroids. However, Walkles' credibility was undermined by his admitted animosity towards McMahon, and ultimately the jury acquitted McMahon of all charges in July of 1994. Legal troubles resurfaced in 2021 with the announcement of a scripted television series titled The United States of America vs. Vince McMahon, reigniting interest in the steroid controversy. The early 1990s also saw McMahon entangled in the Mel Phillips scandal. Phillips, a prominent WWF figure, faced accusations of molesting underage ring boys who worked as part of the ring crew. Despite previous allegations of sexual misconduct, McMahon reinstated Phillips in 1988, only to fire him again in 1992 amidst renewed controversy. A 2020 report by Business Insider revealed that Vince and Linda McMahon were aware of the allegations against Phillips, but chose to turn a blind eye. Testimony from court records showed McMahon knew about Phillips' predatory behavior but took no action, instead orchestrating a campaign to discredit the victims and protect their own interests. The scandal deepened with the emergence of Rita Chatterton's accusations against McMahon. On April 3, 1992, Chatterton, a former referee known as Rita Marie in the WWF, made shocking allegations on Geraldo Rivera's show, claiming that McMahon had sexually assaulted her in his limousine. Chatterton's claims were later corroborated by former wrestler Leonard Inzateri in a 2022 interview. In December 2022, Chatterton filed a sexual abuse lawsuit against McMahon. Although McMahon maintained his innocence, he chose to settle the lawsuit to avoid cost of litigation. The multi-million-dollar settlement highlighted the severity of the allegations, tarnishing McMahon's reputation and casting a long shadow over his empire. Further dark clouds loomed over McMahon's empire with allegations of sexual assault from former WWE wrestler Ashley Mazzaro, who claimed she was assaulted during the 2006 WWE Tour of Kuwait. The situation worsened with revelations of hush money settlements and non-disclosure agreements. In April of 2022, the WWE board launched an investigation into a $3 million hush money settlement McMahon had paid over an alleged affair with a former employee. The investigation uncovered a broader pattern of misconduct, claims and cover-ups, totaling $12 million in non-disclosure agreements. This scandal led to McMahon stepping down as the CEO and chairman of the WWE in June of 2022. A stunning fall from grace for the once untouchable industry titan. Despite announcing his retirement, McMahon vowed to fight on, determined to salvage what remained of his tarnished legacy. However, McMahon's hopes for redemption were dashed in January 2024 when Janelle Grant, a former WWE employee, filed a lawsuit against him. Grant alleged a litany of abuses, including coarse sexual encounters and trafficking, implicating McMahon and his associates in a web of depravity. These allegations triggered a federal investigation into McMahon's conduct. On February 2, 2024, the Wall Street Journal reported that federal authorities had launched a sweeping investigation into the allegations against McMahon, casting a long shadow over his empire and threatening to expose the darkest secrets lurking beneath the glitz and glamour of professional wrestling. As McMahon braces himself for the final wreck, the fate of his empire hangs in the balance. Will justice prevail, holding McMahon accountable for his alleged crimes? Or will the titan of the industry emerge unscathed, his empire intact and his legacy untarnished? Only time will tell, as McMahon is faced with the most formidable opponent of his career, the weight of his own misdeeds. That's all the slime for today. Please like, share, and subscribe.